Summary: Becoming Supernatural. How common people are doing the uncommon. Introduction. Getting ready to become supernatural. Becoming Supernatural is not the usual book about healing. This book contains teachings, practices, and meditations that bring mystical experiences. It also shares the stories of individuals who transformed their health and life through practices that oftentimes are not accepted or understood by the majority. One of Dr. Dispenza's prime objectives in writing this book is to bridge the two worlds, the world of science and the world of mysticism. He wants to remind people that all have the anatomy, physiology, and chemistry that can make them supernatural. Moreover, he wants to teach people the science of energy that can contribute to changing the whole world. The book at a glance. To give you an idea of what to expect in each chapter, here is the chapter-by-chapter summary. Chapter 1 has stories that help you understand the concept of becoming supernatural. You will meet Anna and read her traumatic experience that triggered serious ailments. The other stories are personal accounts of Dr. Dispenza. Chapter 2 talks about the importance of the present moment. Everything comes into reality once you finally and completely surrender the old memories of the past and find the beauty of living in the moment. Chapter 3 introduces the quantum world, or the invisible field of information and energy outside the realm of space and time. You will learn the ways to enter this quantum field, how to move the awareness from the material world, known, to the immaterial world, unknown, and match your energy to the frequency of the quantum field. Chapter 4 discusses the blessing of the energy centers meditation. Dr. Dispenza will teach you how to bless these different centers to gain the good benefits. Chapter 5 is about the breathing technique that is used during the meditations. It helps alter your personal energy, create a powerful electromagnetic field to surround your body, and run an electrical current inside you. Chapter 6 lists down case histories that show mystical occurrences. Once you read their stories, you will be more motivated and inspired to experience transcendental moments of your own. Chapter 7 gives you knowledge about heart coherence. Dr. Dispenza believed that the brain thinks, but the heart knows. Thus, it is important to learn how to open your heart to create wholeness, oneness, and unity of consciousness. Chapter 8 is about creating mind movies. They are the combination of kaleidoscope and videos to create a better future. They are part of the Advanced Workshops activities. You will be learning the concept of the kaleidoscope to program your subconscious mind. Chapter 9 teaches the walking meditation. This type of meditation uses walking and standing techniques to literally help you walk away from your past and toward the future. Chapter 10 gives you another set of fascinating case studies which will engage your mind and understanding. They will help you to connect the dots and comprehend the information from another point of view. Chapter 11 will open your mind to the great possibilities that can happen in the interdimensional world. You will understand mystical events that are beyond the senses. Allow these transcendental experiences to happen and increase your level of awareness. Chapter 12 is about the tiny gland which is found in the brain's central back area, the pineal gland. This tiny gland plays a very significant role in transducing information and energy frequencies into vivid images. Chapter 13 gives you a glimpse of Project Coherent. It is about the elevation of energy among a group of individuals who are doing similar meditations at the same time. The energy they emit affects common intentions and results to the greatest good. The knowledge of this great energy heralds global meditations to heal people and the whole planet. Chapter 14 is the last chapter of this book. It compiles the astonishing mystical experiences of people who practice the meditations. Dr. Dispenza shared them to encourage you to work beyond the normal and become a supernatural person who can do extraordinary acts. If you are all set, find out how to become supernatural by reading, learning, practicing, and believing that you are. Chapter 1. Opening the Door to the Supernatural. Meet Anna Willems, a psychotherapist who was working as a manager board member in a well-known psychiatric institution in Amsterdam. Her mystical experience happened in June 2007. It was a typical afternoon on a Sunday. Everything seemed normal. Her children were doing their usual activities while she was catching up with her professional reading. However, she couldn't focus on her reading, so she put the journal down and began wondering about her husband, who left while she was in the shower. He didn't tell her where he was going, although she learned from her kids that their father hugged each of them and said goodbye before leaving. She called his cell phone several times, but he didn't answer or return the calls. She tried again, but still no answer. Around 3:30 p.m., 2 policemen arrived and told her that her husband had jumped off from one of the tallest buildings in the city. He instantly died. Anna and her children were shocked. She felt her breath stop momentarily. When she gasped for air, she began to shake uncontrollably. She suddenly felt an intense pain in her head and a deep, hollow pain in the gut. As her mind raced with thoughts, she felt her shoulders and neck stiffening. The stress hormones took over Anna's body and mind. She was in survival mode. Understanding stress hormones. Living under extreme stress is living in a survival state. When you perceive a threatening situation, the sympathetic nervous system of your body automatically mobilizes vast amounts of energy as a response to stresses. Your heart and respiratory rates increase significantly. Your pupils dilate. More amount of glucose is released into the bloodstream to sustain the energy. More blood is supplied to extremities and less to internal organs to enable you to move or act quickly. Your immune system goes up and down as cortisol and adrenaline alternately feed the muscles. All these produce an energy rush that help you fight or flight from the stressor. Anna experienced a strong rush of negative feelings like pain, grief, extreme sadness, shock, anger, shame, despair, guilt, frustration, hatred, fear, resentment, anxiety, anguish, worry, isolation, betrayal, disbelief, hopelessness, and powerlessness. And they didn't dissipate quickly. They stayed in her heart and mind for a long time. Imagine how they affected Anna's emotional, mental, and physical being. As she kept analyzing her life based on past emotions, she suffered more and more. As a psychotherapist, she rationally knew what was going on, but her insights couldn't take her out beyond the misery. She kept telling the suicide story to people, reliving the suffering, thinking and acting like what happened in the past. Her new personality was created by her past. The result? Downward spiral. Anna found out that her husband's suicide was triggered by the mess he had done in their personal finances, and she needed money to pay his debts. She was distraught and could not focus on her work, so she took a leave of absence. Anna's mind was full of questions and worry. After 9 months of mental, emotional, and financial stress, her physical body succumbed to weakness. On March 21st, 2008, her lower body was paralyzed. She was diagnosed with neuritis, inflammation of the peripheral nervous system. Doctors couldn't find structural causes, so it must be an autoimmune condition. Anna's immune system attacked her nervous system in the lower spine, broke down the protective layers of the nerves, and paralyzed the 2 legs. She lost the motor control or the sensation in her feet and legs. She couldn't control her bowels or hold her urine. Her body was finally manifesting her emotional and mental pain. She was hospitalized for 2 months. Her mother moved in her house to take care of her and her children. In 2009, Anna had a clinical depression diagnosis. Dark night of the soul. More physical issues came up. Her mouth's mucous membranes developed large ulcerations which affected the upper esophagus. It is due to erosive lichen planus, another autoimmune disease. In 2010, Anna had a dysfunctional relationship with an abusive man who subjected herself and her children to constant threatening, verbal abuse, and power games. At that time, she lost her job, her money, and eventually her house. She moved into her boyfriend's apartment. She was so stressed that her ulcerations spread further down the esophagus, vagina, and anus. She had weight issues, heartburn, food allergies, and various skin problems. She started a psychotherapy practice and work at home. Unfortunately, she could only handle limited clients because she always felt weak and sick. She lost her vitality and the will to live. She was floating to survive. She was on the darkest night of the soul. Then it dawned on her why her husband committed suicide. Anna was tempted to do the same. She thought that life couldn't get worse than what was happening, but then it did. In January 2011, she was diagnosed with esophageal cancer. A tumour was found near her stomach's entrance. She started chemotherapy. After the first session in February 2011, she collapsed on the floor and had a mental and emotional breakdown. She couldn't take it anymore. She needed to do something for her children. She cried, prayed, and surrendered her will. She promised that if God answered her prayers, she would help others and be grateful for the rest of her life. The turning point. Anna made a choice to change herself and her life. She decided to stop all treatments and medications except her antidepressant pills. Her firm decision energized her body to act strongly. She rented a house for her and her children. She left her boyfriend. She was starting all over again. 1 month later, a friend of hers invited Anna to attend a talk of Dr. Dispenza. They agreed that if she liked the lecture, Anna would attend a 2-day weekend workshop. She said yes. The topic was about stress chemicals, which can trigger the formation of diseases. Dr. Dispenza discussed psychoneuroimmunology, neuroendocrinology, neuroplasticity, epigenetics, and quantum physics. That significant evening inspired Anna to create a new life and heal herself. She thought, if I created the life I have now, including my paralysis, my depression, my weakened immune system, my ulcerations, and even my cancer, maybe I can uncreate everything with the same passion I created it with. She began meditating 2 times a day. Slowly she was shedding off her fears, her doubts, and self-limiting beliefs. She used the meditations to go within and change her thoughts, habits, and emotional states. She learned to combine her clear intention and elevated emotion to become someone living in a better future and not in the painful past. Every day she didn't stop meditating until she was in the state of being in love with life. After a year, she noticed that she was different from the Anna she knew in the past. She was emotionally and mentally better. She practiced various types of meditations and breathing techniques that Dr. Dispenza shared during workshops. Anna was starting to feel a sense of pleasure, gratitude, and love. Anna grabs the possibility. Anna finally surrendered and released her past in May 2012. It was on the 3rd day of the 4-day progressive workshop of Dr. Dispenza's in New York. While meditating, she was herself floating in a black, infinite space. She was aware of what was happening in her life, yet she felt totally free from everything: her body, the linear time, and her association with the material world. She felt elevated and free from the past. She left her pains, sufferings, and illnesses behind. She was in the quantum field, where all kinds of possibilities exist. Then she saw a glimpse of her new life in the near future. She was in front of a crowd, and she was sharing her healing. It was her new reality. She was not visualizing or imagining. She experienced a full sensory experience in her meditative state. Anna felt relief on a visceral level. There was a sudden burst of joy and light in her body. She was in the intense level of joy and gratitude. She suddenly burst into laughter. That moment changed her life forever. She began living with love, joy, gratitude, and trust. Her lost vitality and energy returned. She stopped the antidepressant pills. In September 2013, her doctors told her the good news. The tumour in her esophagus and the cancer was completely gone. Today, Anna lives a happy, healthy life. She is one of Dr. Dispenza's corporate trainers. She established a psychiatric institution in 2016. She is financially independent, travels around the world, meets people in various places, gains new friends, and has a loving relationship with a man who treasures her and her children. Now she loves telling that her previous state of health was the best challenge that she ever encountered. She often told Dr. Dispenza that she loves her current life, to which he would answer, "Of course you do. You created your life every day by not getting up from your meditations until you were in love with that life. So now you get to love your life." Anna is the amazing living example of possibility and truth. She successfully healed herself. Now it's up to you to take this challenge. Understanding the mystical world. Becoming supernatural involves embracing who you are in this world and in the other realm with greater awareness. Dr. Dispenza has his own stories to share in order to illustrate what is possible for you. Here is one of them. During one rainy evening in the winter season, he was relaxing on a couch inside his home in the Pacific Northwest. His children were asleep, and he finally had time for himself after a long day of work. He mentally reviewed the tasks that he needed to do the next day. After that, his mind became extremely exhausted, so he just sat there with an empty mind. He watched the fireplace's flames dance and flicker, then felt he was moving into a trance. He allowed his body to relax and fall asleep, while keeping his mind awake and conscious. He told himself not to expect anything, wait patiently, do not get frustrated or stop trying to make something happen, and slowly slip into another world. He remembered that he had just completed an article on the pineal gland, and he wanted to know more about this little gland. As he moved his awareness of where the exact location is of the pineal gland while drifting into the blackness, he saw a vivid image of it in his brain as a 3-dimensional round knob. Its wide-open mouth was releasing a milky white substance. The holographic image was so intense, yet since his body was so relaxed, he just simply observed and surrendered. He knew right then that he was seeing his own pineal gland. Suddenly, a big old-fashioned timepiece appeared in his front. When he shifted his attention to the object, he received a very significant message that there is an infinite time where everything happens in the eternal present moment. He could see the past and the future with endless frames that represented windows of unlimited possibilities and went in different directions. He sensed that he was not separate, but part of everyone, every time, every place, and everything. Dr. Dispenza realized that the pineal gland is like a dimensional timepiece that can be dialed, a time machine that can be set to a specific time, or a cosmic antenna that can hook you up to the realities that exist in the cosmic world. The experience of simultaneously seeing the past and future selves. During his amazing mystical experience, Dr. Dispenza saw his young self and at the same time aware of his adult self who was sitting on a couch. The 7-year-old boy was feverish. He remembered that he loved having high fevers because he would have visions and abstract dreams. During that particular moment, he saw that his mother had just left the room, and he was happy to be alone because he would do the exact thing his adult being was doing in the living room. He had forgotten this memory, but when he looked at it again, he saw himself in the middle of a lucid yet conscious dream of creating possible realities. While watching the boy who was attempting to understand the complicated concepts at a tender age, Dr. Dispenza fell in love with him, and the moment he embraced the emotion, he felt a simultaneous connection with his young and present self. Then he saw the timepiece again. This time the hand was moving forward. Another vision appeared. It was a cold night in Washington, and he was standing barefoot in the backyard. He saw his future self. He was amazed at the changes. He evolved in time. He felt euphoric. His senses of sight, hearing, smell, taste, and touch became 100% amplified. His awareness, consciousness, and energy were highly elevated. Even his feelings evolved from chemical emotions into something electric. He felt like he was on fire. His passion in life increased, and he felt an incredible pure joy. He felt empowered and calm. Then something more happened. He saw the future Dr. Dispenza approaching a fountain that he and his brother made. Then, all of a sudden, he saw a little woman wearing a white glowing garment. She and another woman were standing behind the fountain. The second woman was of normal size. When his eyes met the tiny woman's eyes, he felt a very strong sense of love which he never felt before. It was electrifying and exhilarating, more than the romantic love. The tiny woman has awakened the feeling within him at that moment. He then felt a certain message that ordered him to look at the kitchen window. He remembered that his present being washed the dishes before sitting on a couch. He saw that the future Dr. Dispenza was smiling. He fell in love with him too. He admired him. He was proud of him. Then he observed his present self. He saw him looking out of the window, staring and panning the backyard. He saw him smile, and at that very moment he felt an overwhelming love in his heart while washing a glass. He knew that love bonded his past, present, and future self. When he came back to reality, he realized that his views about life were limited. After his exhilarating experience, Dr. Dispenza clearly understood how magnitude is the unknown. Chapter 2. The Present Moment. Becoming supernatural requires you to do something. Be present at present time. Because when you do, you will be experiencing the supernatural manifestations in your life, total healing, mystical experiences, and new opportunities that are beyond your expectations. In this chapter, you will learn and understand the concept in a completely different perspective. You will be required to go beyond your physical world and being. You will turn possibilities into your realities. Are you excited to know more? First, understand how your brain functions. You create mind when a neurological tissue in the body or the brain becomes active. The brain in action is called mind. You utilize a certain level of mind when you do something. Simple or complex actions like brushing your teeth, writing your dissertation, driving a car, and so on. Take, for instance, when you start your car, your brain automatically turns on the specific pattern and sequence of neurological connections to help you drive it safely. Your brain is shaped and molded like a living record of your experiences. It is constantly upgraded with new learning, information, and stories of your life. All your experiences enhance the circuitry of the brain and at the same time create emotions. Significant events leave strong impressions in the brain and become long-term memories. how your past becomes your future. Whenever you think a thought, feel an emotion, or remember a memory, there is a biochemical reaction in the brain that triggers it to release chemical signals. This makes your body feel or react to what you think. Your reaction generates more related thoughts, which produce more chemical signals and heighten your feelings. This cycle will put you in a certain state of being and will continue until you release the thought. If you keep recreating your past, you will manifest the same emotions and energy of the past in your present life and will continue in your future life. Priming the body and mind for a new future. One focused thought can significantly alter how the brain and body function. This is the power of mental rehearsal. Once you place your full attention on a particular imagery, you automatically command your brain to see it in the present time as a reality. It sends a signal to your body that it is real. Both your brain and body will perceive it as truth. When it appears as truth in your imagination, it will manifest similar bodily reactions in the outer world. Where you place your attention grows. Creating genetic changes. People used to believe that diseases are created by genes. If someone dies of heart disease, they think that they will be developing the same illness sooner or later. However, the science of epigenetics disputes this belief. The real culprit is the environment, the internal and external environment that programs the genes to create disease. External environment includes the pollution, pesticides, cigarette smoke. The internal environment is within the body, the environment outside the cells. The emotions or chemical feedback that is released by the brain is the end result of your experience in the external environment. Your reaction to this situation produces an emotion which sends a message to your gene to turn on, produce greater expression or up-regulate, or turn off, produce decreased expression or down-regulate. It is not the gene that changes, but the expression of the gene. Whenever you change your emotion, you alter the gene expression. Once your DNA receives the chemical signal, your gene starts producing proteins, up-regulate or down-regulate, and changes the function or structure of the body. You can trigger the production of new genes to repair and replace old, diseased genes. These new ones, called epigenetically altered genes, will work to make new proteins, follow new instructions, and reprogram your body for repair, healing, and growth. Energy flows to where your attention goes. What do you do when you wake up? Where do you put your attention to? If you immediately think about stressful people, events, tasks, material things and situations, you allow your energy to be fractured. If you want to change your life, heal your life, become supernatural, you should not allow the outer environment to control you. When you do, you will just be broadcasting similar patterns and your life remains the same day after day. Energy flows to where your attention is. Choose to create new realities that will bring a better future. Living with stress hormones. Stress hormones are the chemical mixture of cortisol, adrenaline, and other similar hormones that are released by the body as a response to threat, real or imagined. They mobilize enormous amounts of energy to help you fight or flight. They keep you in survival mode. Once you are in this mode, you will define reality through your senses, what you see, smell, taste, hear, and feel. You become materialistic. You primarily focus your attention on your body and the outside world. Calling the energy back. During meditation practice, it is vital to learn how to switch from high or mid-range beta-frequency brainwaves into alpha, then eventually to theta. It will enable you to shut off the attention from the outside world and its distractions. It keeps you in the present and to exist in the now. You lose track of the linear time. You go beyond your physical body and your environment. You decrease the energy bond between the past and present realities. You are present at the present time. You can easily call back your energy. Keep practicing this process to cut the energetic bonds that connect you to past-present reality and call back the essential energy to create new realities. Chapter 3. Tuning in to the new potentials in the quantum. The quantum is the invisible field of information and energy that exists beyond time and space. It is also referred to as the field of consciousness or intelligence which governs the laws of nature. Quantum is not an empty space. It is filled with the energy or frequency which carries vital information. The more you spend time in this realm, the more you create new possibilities in your present and future life. This is the quantum law. Changes in your brain. The process to get inside the quantum field requires you to leave everything behind. You only focus on the energy of possibility and the unknown. All these create significant changes in the brain. First, when you go beyond your physical self, your perception changes. By leaving the outside danger, you allow the neocortex, thinking brain, to slow down, relax, and work holistically. The brain's compartments begin to unify and form a whole, coherent state. They become organized, integrated, and synchronized. Next, your brainwaves start moving from beta brainwaves to more coherent frequencies of alpha and theta. Your consciousness moves from the neocortex into the limbic brain or the midbrain. Once it is there, you become more connected with your body's subconscious operating system or the autonomic nervous system. Its prime job is to create homeostasis and balance your brain, and eventually your body. When you begin staying in the present moment longer, you make your brain more coherent and integrated. It triggers your automatic nervous system to gain control and start healing the body. Change your energy by combining the clear intention with elevated emotion. In order to create a new reality, you need two things: a clear, defined intention and an elevated emotion. Your intention is the electrical charge that you will be sending in the quantum field, so it must be specific and detailed. Your elevated emotion of joy, love, or excitement, gratitude, and other positive feelings will act as the magnetic charge to attract the result you want. When you combine them together, you create a signature electromagnetic energy which equates your state of being. Important things to remember. The electromagnetic signal that you broadcast attracts a matching vibrational frequency. What you desire will find you. You don't have to look for it or work for it. To create a new experience or make a change, you have to raise your energy greater than your fear, doubt, feelings of unworthiness, guilt, shame, or anger. The greater your energy, the stronger your influence to draw your future experiences, and the sooner they will manifest in your life. Relax and let the consciousness in the unified field organize the perfect event for you. Getting ready to tune in. First, think the potential experience you like to manifest. There is an exact experience in the quantum field already. What you need to do is to tune into this energy. Then assign a symbol or a capital letter that represents that possibility. You can put a meaning to the letter that represents your intention. Next, draw 2 circles to represent an electromagnetic field that you should generate to attract that potential. List specific things you want to happen, and another list of emotions that you will experience when it finally manifests in your life. Feed these emotions to your intention. They are the essential energy that will make it happen. The New Potentials Meditation. Focus your attention on your body parts and the space around your body. This helps you shift from beta brainwave to alpha and theta brainwaves. Now become aware of the vast and infinite space behind your eyes, the space between your throat and the back of your head, and the space behind your head. Then move down to the space in the middle of your throat, the space beyond the throat around your neck, the space in the middle of your chest, the space behind your navel, the space around your body, and the space that surrounds your hips. Take your time, becoming aware of each space in the endless black void. Stay present with this awareness and feel it. Become aware of the infinite space that your room is occupying in space, the vastness of space behind the room, and the vastness of space that all these spaces are occupying in space. Now take off your focus from your body, from the environment, and from time. Become nobody, a pure consciousness in this endless energy field and black space. Keep moving in the infinite, immaterial realm. If you become distracted, reinvest your attention and return to the present time. Keep unfolding and thinking about the potential that exists in the quantum field. Feel the future energy, then tune into it. You are moving into a new state of being and broadcasting your new electromagnetic signature in the quantum field. When your energy meets its matched potential, the new experience or event will find you. It could happen any day, week, or month. Keep meditation and unfolding the energy until it finally happens. Surrender your intention to higher intelligence. You already planted a seed of intention in the realm of possibilities. Let it go. Finally, bless yourself. Your body, your new mind, your life, your soul, your past, and your future. Bless your challenges. Bless the divine you. Open your heart. Be thankful for your new life before it unfolds. Slowly bring your awareness back to where you are at present time. Open your eyes when you are ready. Stand up and live as if your future is already happening. Chapter 4. Blessing of the Energy Centers. Everything in the universe is energy or consciousness, electromagnetic energy, that emits information and light. Your body is one of these energies, and you continuously send and receive frequencies which carry messages. Convergent and divergent focus. The convergent focus is a narrow or single-minded focus on an object, a person, a place, or anything that matters. Usually when you live with stress hormones or are in a survival mode, you narrow your focus and pay close attention to the physical external world. The divergent focus is when you shift your attention from narrow focus and adopt a broader, more open focus. You become aware of the space, the light, and the energy in the space around your body. You start to focus on the wave of energy, and your brain changes into a more balanced, coherent state. Entering the subconscious mind. According to Dr. Les Fahmy, the director of Princeton Biofeed Center, the best way to shift your brainwaves is to become aware of nothingness or space. Open focus. When you sense information and open your focus, you begin feeling and stop thinking. As the thinking mind, neocortex, slows down, you go beyond the critical mind, the analytical mind, which separates the subconscious mind from the conscious mind. You will learn from this chapter how to put attention into the energy centers of your body, chakras, and open your focus. As you do, your energy will energize each of them. Understanding how your energy centers work. Each energy center is an individual seat of information with a specific energy that corresponds to a certain level of consciousness. All of them carry unique frequency, hormones, glands, chemistry, and plexus of neurons. They emit specific light with a unique message. Each has an individual mini-brain. Getting acquainted with the energy centers. The first energy center governs the region of your sex organs. It influences the procreation and reproduction process, the sexuality, sexual identity, and elimination. It is associated with your inferior mesenteric nerve plexus. When it is balanced, the energy easily flows that enables you to create something. The second energy center governs your uterus, ovaries, pancreas, colon, as well as the lower back area. It is located behind and slightly below the navel. It influences the digestion, metabolism, consumption, and elimination. It is connected to your superior mesenteric nerve plexus. This center is associated with interpersonal relationships, social structures, and networks, family, support systems, and cultures. When it is balanced, you feel secure and safe. The third energy center governs the small intestine, stomach, liver, spleen, gallbladder, kidneys, and adrenal glands. It is found in your gut's pit zone. The celiac plexus governs this center. This energy center is associated with control, power, will, drive, importance, dominance, and aggression. It is the seat of self-esteem, directed intention, competitive action, and personal power. When it is balanced, you utilize your drive and will to overcome the adverse conditions in your life. The fourth energy center governs your heart, thymus gland, and lungs. It is situated in the space behind the breastbone. It is governed by the heart plexus. It is connected with love, caring, nurturing, gratitude, compassion, trust, thankfulness, kindness, inspiration, appreciation, and wholeness. It is the seat of your soul, where your own divinity comes from. When it is balanced, you care and cooperate with others. You work for the greatest good. You feel genuinely in love with life. You feel whole and satisfied with who you are. The fifth energy center governs your neck tissues, thyroid, parathyroid, and salivary glands. It is found in your throat's center. It is governed by the thyroid plexus. It is associated with how you express love, speak the truth, and empower your own reality via sounds and language. When it is balanced, you voice out love and truth. The sixth energy center governs the pineal gland. Some people consider it as a sacred gland or the third eye. Its location is in between the back of the throat and the head. It is connected to a higher dimension. It opens the door that shifts your perception of reality. When it is open, it acts like a radio antenna, which you can utilize to tune it to a higher frequency. It is the seat of awakening. When it is balanced, your brain works with clarity. You become more conscious and lucid in both the inner and outer worlds. The seventh energy center governs and creates a downward cascade of harmony from the brain to the pineal gland, thyroid gland, thymus gland, adrenal glands, pancreatic gland, and sexual glands. It is found at the center of your head with your pituitary gland. This energy center allows you to experience the greatest divine expression. It is the seat of your highest consciousness and divinity. When it is balanced, you live harmoniously. The eighth energy center is found 16 inches above your head. It is not connected to any area of the physical body. It is your connection path to the universe, to the cosmos, and to wholeness. When it is activated, you feel worthy of receiving deep understanding, insights, epiphanies, as well as creative downloads of information and energy from the unified field or higher power. Evolving the energy. Energy is used by the body to function and survive. But what if, instead of utilizing it for outward purposes, you use the energy to evolve and increase the frequency as it moves from one energy center to another? When you get the full circuit flowing, you become more empowered. Drawing from the energy field. When the 7 energy centers of your body are activated, they all send out specific energy that activates the neurological plexuses and glands to produce hormones, chemicals, and tissues. Blessing of the Energy Centers Meditation. Put your attention in the first energy center of your body. Next, move and open up the attention to a space around the center. Once you sense the space, bless it for the greatest good, and connect to elevated emotions like gratitude, love, or joy in order to increase the frequency and create a coherent field of energy. Repeat the process up to the 7th energy center. Then, for the 8th energy center, bless it with the ultimate state of receivership, gratitude, thankfulness, or appreciation. This center will open the door of the quantum field and allow you to access the profound information there. Now, open your focus and put your attention on the electromagnetic energy that surrounds the body. You are building a new field of electromagnetic energy. As you raise your body's frequency, you become more light and energy and less matter. Important things to remember. If you want to do the unlimited, feel unlimited. If you want to heal magnificently, feel magnificent. Tap into your elevated emotion, then sustain it during the meditation. After blessing all the energy centers, lie flat for at least 15 minutes. Relax, surrender, and allow your autonomic nervous system to receive and integrate the downloaded information into the body. Chapter 5. Reconditioning the body to a new mind. Breathing is essential to free yourself from the past and change your energy. It is the key to becoming supernatural. To gain the benefits, you need to know what you are doing and why you are doing it. Understanding the physiology of breathing helps you assign meaning to the activity, place more attention behind it, do it right, and experience the fullness of pulling the mind out of the physical body, then reconditioning the body to your new mind. Before the meditation. Sit up straight in a chair and keep both feet flat on the floor. You can also sit cross-legged or in a lotus position on the floor with a pillow under the buttocks. Next, put your hands uncrossed in the lap. Close your eyes, or keep them open. Once you are ready, lift up your pelvic floor or the perineum. Breathe normally. Squeeze the muscles as tightly as you can for 5 seconds, then let go and relax. Repeat it 3 times. Now contract them again, but at the same time contracting your lower abdomen muscles too. Pull the lower abdomen up and in, locking down the first 2 energy centers of your body. Hold for 5 seconds and relax. Repeat it 3 times. Breathe normally. Do not hold your breath. Next, squeeze the muscles of your perineum and the muscles of your lower abdomen at the same time, then contract the muscles of the upper abdomen. You are tightening the first 3 centers of your body. Hold the position for 5 seconds and relax. Repeat it again. This time squeeze them tighter and lift them a little higher. Hold for a while and relax. You just installed a new neurological hardware into your brain in preparation for the meditation experience. You are using the muscles you have used for many years in a different way. You just emptied the first 3 centers and liberated the stored energy that is trapped there. Now put your finger on top of your head with your fingernail right on the center of the scalp. Remember that point once you take your finger off your head. Where you place your attention is where you place your attention. That particular point is your prime target. Next, place your hands back in the lap without contracting any muscles. Take 1 slow, steady breath through your nose. Feel and follow your breath from the perineum, through the lower abdomen, through the upper abdomen, through the center of your chest, through your throat, through your brain, and on to the top of the head where you put your finger before. Once you are there, hold your breath and keep your attention on the spot and allow your energy to follow your awareness. Hold it for 10 seconds and relax. Now put your finger on the top of the head again, then take it away. Feel that point without your finger. Rest your hands on the thighs. Make 1 more breath without any muscle contraction. As you inhale through your nose, imagine that you are pulling the energy up through a tube all the way to the top of the head. When you reach the top, hold your breath for 10 seconds, allow the energy to follow your awareness, and then relax. You are about to begin putting it all together. Inhale through the nose, then pull all the muscles up and in at the same exact time. Lock your perineum muscles, engage your lower abdomen muscles, and contract your upper abdominal muscles simultaneously. As you squeeze the muscles of each energy center, think of your intention to pull out stored energy from your body into your brain, following your breath through each center. As you continue squeezing the muscles, lock the first 3 centers down, then pull your breath through your 4th center, chest, then through the 5th center, throat, and then through the 6th center, brain. Next, pull it all up to the top of the head, keep your attention there, then hold your breath as you keep squeezing the core muscles. Hold for 10 seconds, then relax as you exhale. Repeat the breath 2 more times while tightening the muscles of the 3 centers as you pull up your breath up the spine through every energy center all the way to the top of the head. Hold your breath, then relax and exhale. Reconditioning the body to a new mind meditation. Practice the breath while listening to one inspiring song. Next, open your focus and place your attention on the different parts of the body and the space that surrounds these parts. Unfold as pure consciousness into the quantum field. Stay in the generous present time and become a no body, no one, nowhere, no thing, and no time being. One by one, start cultivating elevated emotions and emotionally rehearsing them. Don't forget that the more powerful your emotions, the more you can upregulate your own genes. Now, bless your body, bless your soul, bless your life, bless your challenges, bless your past and your future, and finally bless the intelligence within you. Finish the meditation by expressing your gratitude. Give thanks for a new life before it actually manifests in the physical world. Chapter 6. Case Studies. Living Examples of Truth. The following case studies are stories that reinforce the information and truth in a practical manner. These people learned to understand the intellectual concepts, applied and experienced them, and finally turned them into wisdom for their souls. Ginny heals her chronic back and leg pain. Her car accident on December 9, 2013 caused 2 herniated discs that constantly hurt her lower lumbar spine and right leg to the foot. She tried various types of treatments, including chiropractor and pain management, but they didn't help. It resulted to the difficulty of walking. Driving became almost impossible to do. She couldn't sleep more than 4 to 5 hours a night due to constant pain in the lower back part of her body. It became worse when she sat or stood for a long period or lifted something. She spent most of the time lying in her bed on the right side with knees bent. She became dependent on her husband because she couldn't go to places or work like before. She was also unable to take care of her 2 kids. Her doctor suggested a lumbar surgery, and if it didn't work, she needed additional surgery, which included spinal fusion. She said yes to the first. Ginny has attended Dr. Dispenza's seminars in the past and did some of the meditations. Her husband convinced her to attend one of the advanced seminars in Seattle. It was a week before her surgery. Ginny yielded and was happy seeing old friends again and meeting new ones, but a little sad because she couldn't be as enthused as before because of her pain. The following day, Ginny avoided heavy medications. She wanted to be present and enjoy the experience. During the first meditation, the pain made it hard for her to focus. On the second meditation, Ginny decided to surrender everything and leave her own judgments behind. Dr. Dispenza asked the students to begin with the breathing exercise of pulling the mind out of the body. He told them to focus on 2 to 3 negative issues. Ginny worked with her anger. She believed that it was causing the extreme pain. She pulled the energy up her spine and felt the intense energy leave through the back of the head. Next, she picked her pain. She sensed the same energy being pulled and moved towards the brain, but this time, Ginny saw the energy becoming bright with purple overtones. All of a sudden, she felt the energy slowing down and becoming less intense. She felt so relaxed. She completely freed the energy out of the body. As the meditation continued, Ginny felt that she was floating. An unconditional love and intense sense of peace overtook her body. She lost track of space and time. She felt no pain. She didn't feel her body anymore, but she was very present. She could hear the instructions and follow them properly. After the meditation, Ginny told Dr. Dispenza this: "I never experienced anything like that before. It was so profound that it's difficult to put into words. My senses were magnified, and I felt connected to everybody, everyone, everything, every place, and every time. I was part of the whole, and the whole was part of me. There was no separation." According to Dr. Dispenza, Ginny finally found the sweet spot of the generous present moment. Her autonomic nervous system worked to heal her. At the end of the meditation, everybody in the room was surprised when she stood up from the floor and walked without a limp. She was crying, both out of confusion and joy. Her friends encouraged her to try some movements, and Ginny performed them without pain. As the day went on, the pain stayed away, and she felt very connected to the unified field. She was able to sleep well that night, and woke up filled with energy. She restored health, and she cancelled the surgery. Jennifer, in sickness and in health. Jennifer was diagnosed 5 years ago with different illnesses, which include Sjögren's syndrome with Sicca complex, lupus erythematosus, gastrointestinal disorders, celiac disease, salicylate intolerance and lactose intolerance, kidney disease, chronic asthma, acute vertigo, and arthritis. These diseases make everything difficult for her every day. Her partner Jim brushed her hair often. Her weight is around 108 pounds, and there was a severe swelling in her knees and ankles. Her body always suffered from acute inflammation. She was afraid that she would not live long. But Jim wasn't ready to give her up. He looked for alternative treatments and solutions. One day, he read about a woman who was able to heal herself through the book You Are the Placebo. He asked Jennifer to attend the workshop. She did, in June 2014, in Sydney, Australia. She felt better, so she registered in an advanced workshop in Mexico, but missed it when she developed a kidney stone. However, she performed the meditations every day. The following year, Jim and Jennifer attended the advanced workshop in Australia. During the meditations, Jennifer surrendered her all. She constantly tuned in the potential of health and felt an enormous energy that carried her all day long. When Dr. Dispenza asked his students to live from a new state of being, Jennifer imagined that her feet were hitting the ground as she ran joyfully. She even heard her breathing as she ran. At the end of the meditation, Jennifer was crying tears of happiness. Gradually, she was able to condition her body to forget how her illness feels like, sounds like, looks like, or tastes like by changing and raising her frequency. She reconditioned her body to her new mind and signaled new genes to heal and repair the body. Now I eat normal food, and I haven't used my asthma medication since June 2015. I can walk up to 10 miles a day and lift 45 pounds. I'm training, and my goal is to complete a half marathon, which I will soon do. Chapter 7. Heart Intelligence. The heart intelligence is unlocked by emotions and feelings that you feel every second. The heart can produce a magnetic field which is 5,000 times stronger than the magnetic field that the brain creates. The Heart Bridge. The fourth energy center is the heart, where human divinity begins. It is the bridge that links you to a greater level of energy and awareness. It is also the intersection of the three lower energy centers associated with the earthly body and the three upper energy centers associated with the higher self. The heart represents the union of polarity and duality. It connects you to the unified field. Once the heart becomes coherent, the nervous system responds and increases the brain's creative power, energy, and intuition. The heart and the brain will together make you feel more contented, whole, and connected with your own body, with everybody, and with everything. Because you are no longer separated, the magic begins to happen in your life. You no longer need outside forces to provide you relief from feelings of lack or emptiness. You begin to create new experiences for yourself with your new self. Homeostasis, coherence, and resilience. Homeostasis is the state of relative equilibrium between and among the systems in the body. It keeps you feeling safe and relaxed. The coordinated and balanced functioning of the neural connection between the brain and the heart affects your nervous system and creates coherence. Resilience is the ability to prepare, recover, adapt, and manage stress. When your heart is beating incoherently for a long time, it won't work in order and balance. Heart rate variability, HRV, communication between the brain and the heart. Your heart beats by itself. That's why it is called an autorhythmic organ. Another unique feature of the heart is its ability to sense the changes in the sympathetic and the parasympathetic nervous systems. It contains nerves that are connected to these ANS, autonomic nervous system, branches. Every emotion you feel influences your heart rhythm and sends a message to the limbic brain, the seat of the central nervous system. Heart rate variability, HRV, is known as the physiological phenomenon that measures environmental and psychological challenges which are reflected by the variation of the heart's beat-to-beat intervals. It measures how well you balance your mental and emotional life. It also measures the flexibility of the nervous system and the heart. Benefits of heart coherence. A coherent heart with elevated emotions triggers the brain to release an equal amount of energy, which is collectively known as feeling. If you feel good and safe with elevated states of well-being, there is a cascade of about 1,400 biochemical changes in your body. All these are beneficial for your growth, repair, and healing. A strong, coherent rhythm produces a measurable magnetic field around the heart and your body as well. Negative feelings like anger, stress, frustration, hurt, rage, jealousy, or competition can send incoherent signals to the brain, which in turn release around 1,200 chemicals that equates the above-mentioned feelings. Usually the effect of these chemicals only lasts for 90 seconds up to 2 minutes, which is not harmful. However, when left unresolved for a longer period of time, they can put the body in an incoherent state and make you more vulnerable to illnesses caused by stress. When there is coherence in the heart, the benefits are lowered blood pressure, improved nervous system, balanced hormones, and enhanced brain function. Heart coherence happens when the elevated emotions are constantly cultivated, practiced, and sustained. When you are able to sustain the elevated emotional state without the influence of your external environment, you access the high-level intuition stage. In this phase, you increase your mental clarity, prevent stressful patterns, understand yourself and the others, and make better decisions. The heart brain. The heart has 40,000 neurons that work without the influence of the brain. It has its own nervous system, known as the intrinsic cardiac nervous system, or the heart brain. The brain and the heart have nerve fibers that connect them together. 90% ascends from the heart to the brain through the afferent pathway. The remaining 10% descends from the brain to the heart through the efferent pathway. The afferent neural pathway sends continuous information and signals that modifies and interacts with the cognitive and emotional centers in the brain. Living heart-centered. When you activate your heart center and produce coherence between the brain and the heart, you trigger them to perform optimal performance. Once you intentionally choose to allow elevated emotions to take over your heart, instead of waiting for external factors to provide them for you, you become a heart-empowered person. Living heart-centered makes you choose to love and other positive emotions. You demonstrate them by showing care and compassion. Heart coherence meditation. Close your eyes. Allow your body to relax. Bring your attention to your heart. Breathe in and out slowly and deeply from your heart center. Continue doing it for several seconds. If your mind wanders, simply return your awareness and attention to your chest, your heart, and your breast. Then, while you are resting your attention on your fourth center, bring up some elevated emotions while you breathe in and out. As soon as you feel these heartfelt emotions, send the energy out beyond your body, then merge with your intention. Keep sending it out to broadcast your energy and intention. Practice this meditation for 10 minutes. Chapter 8. Mind Movies, Kaleidoscope. You will be learning in this chapter the positive mind reprogramming to change your life for the better. 3 minds in one brain: the conscious, subconscious, and the analytical mind. When the brainwave's frequency changes from beta to alpha, your brain slows down the neocortex, analytical thinking brain, leaves the conscious mind, and enters the subconscious mind, mid-brain realm, which is the seat of the cerebellum and the autonomic nervous system. Kaleidoscope eyes. Entranced in trance. One of the basic tools that Dr. Dispenza used in his advanced workshops is the kaleidoscope. The kaleidoscope is played in a dark room to trigger the release of melatonin, which greatly enhances brainwave changes. It can induce trance and allow the students to create alpha and theta brainwaves while their eyes are open. When they are somewhere between half awake and half asleep, Dr. Dispenza would encourage each of them to make a mind movie. Mind movies. The motion picture of your future. Mind movie is software that programs the subconscious mind to create positive, constructive, and unlimited scenes that they want for their future life. Its prime objective is to remind participants that they can become supernatural, create the uncommon, and achieve all their dreams. The soundtrack of your future life. Music is the external cue that fires up long-forgotten memories in your mind. A significant song can instantly command your brain to recall images of people, places, at certain times of your life. During the workshop, students are taught to purposely select an inspiring, motivating piece of music to create a more powerful mind movie. The song serves as the magical component that tremendously enhances the elevated emotions and intention. Putting it all together. Consider the mind movie as the radar device that helps you track your future life. By repeatedly visiting this future in your mind and heart, you invoke your thoughts, actions, emotions, choices, and experiences to take you to your desires. The more you remember this new future, the more it unfolds as your new reality. It is essential to continue falling in love with your vision, keeping the energy strong and disallowing negative emotions, hardwired attitudes or habits, and external circumstances derail your journey toward your goals. Taking it one step further. Getting dimensional. When students unfold scenes from their mind movies in a fully dimensional way, they activate the neural networks that allow them to have a holographic and high-definition quality experience. They instantly have real-life sensory experience of their future in the present time. Kaleidoscope and mind movie meditation. Before the actual meditation, it is necessary to become heart-centered by bringing up the elevated emotions for a few moments and radiating the energy beyond your body into the infinite space. Unfold yourself into the present moment. When you are in this state, open your eyes and stare into the kaleidoscope for about 8 minutes. Once you are in trance, switch to your mind movie and watch it for 8 minutes. Repeat the cycle. Once you can predict the next scene, you have successfully mapped it in your neurons. In due time, you can easily connect the different parts of the song with different images in your mind movie. Finally, watch the kaleidoscope for 7 minutes while listening to the song from the mind movie. While in trance, your brain will automatically bring back various images that are connected with the music. This helps you biologically remember the future life you created. Chapter 9. Walking Meditation. There are 4 postures that are used during meditation. They are the sitting, standing, walking, and lying down. All these have their own purposes, which include a common objective to help regulate and maintain internal states. Walking into your future. Both standing and walking meditations will enable you to become more mindful of the present time. They help you sustain and maintain an elevated state throughout the whole day. They assist you to literally walk and step into your future life, and they keep you connected with that new future with eyes open. Once you master any of these 2 techniques, you become your future self. You walk, act, move, think, smile, and talk like that person. Your posture, pace, stride, breathing, and movements will be altered. Practice walking differently, like a confident person, a healthy person, a wealthy person, and any person you want to become in your new future. The more you practice and adapt to your future persona, the more you become supernatural and do the uncommon. Priming the brain for future memories. This walking meditation is about remembering the memories of your new future, things and events that are yet to happen in linear time. It trains your mind to stop living in the past and start living in the future. It is who you are in the future. Focus on becoming that person, and you will be aligning your desires with this new life. Become more mindful during your walking, talking, working, and relaxing moments. In no time, your personality will evolve and you will become your future self. The walking meditation. Find a quiet place, preferably in nature. Close your eyes to disconnect from the external world. Anchor yourself in the present moment. Acknowledge your heart center. Open your heart and activate the elevated emotions. Place your attention on your heart. Allow your breath to flow in and out of the center for about 2 minutes. Keep breathing more slowly, more relaxed, and more deeply. Then create more elevated emotions in your heart for 2 to 3 minutes. Radiate the energy into the space around your body in space and stay present. Tune into your future energy using the symbol or a letter you wrote in Chapter 3. After several minutes, hold your clear intention in your mind's eye. Consciously change your state of being with elevated emotions and broadcast your new electromagnetic signature into the quantum realm. Remain in that state for 2 to 3 minutes. Now open your eyes. Avoid looking at anyone or anything. Open your focus and keep your awareness on the space that surrounds your body in space while staying in a trance state. Start walking with open eyes. With every step you make, embody the new frequency that you are creating in the future. Next, think about your new future. Allow images to come. Feel them. Embody them. Own them. Become them. Continue walking for 10 minutes. Then stop for a while to recalibrate. Then close your eyes again. Raise the level of your energy while staying present in the moment. Do this for 5 to 10 minutes. Then, while in trance, walk with your eyes open. Walk again, purposely and intently, like your future self. Embody the new energy with every step you make. You are moving closer to your destiny, and it is moving closer to you. Do the cycle 2 times. After the second cycle, stop and stand still. Focus on what you feel when your 4th energy center is open. Use this moment to affirm who you are now based on the feelings you are experiencing. Next, place your hand over your beautiful heart. Feel valuable and worthy to receive what you have created. Raise your energy level to the zenith. Feel gratitude, thankfulness, and appreciation. Acknowledge the divine in you, the energy that empowers you and gives rise to all of life. Say thank you for a new life even before its manifestation. Acknowledge the power within you. Ask that life be filled with unexpected coincidences, synchronicities, and wonder that bring joy. Radiate your love as you love your new life into existence. Chapter 10. Case Studies. Making it real. In this chapter, you are going to meet individuals who created their own future. Every day they find time to live with the future visions of themselves instead of recalling the past. The consistent effort enhanced their skills and ultimately led them to become supernatural. Tim gets the key to his future. Tim always wanted to become a Swami. At a young age, he left his home to study ashram. He also attended Dr. Dispenza's workshops. One day, the students were asked to dress up like their future selves. Tim, of course, dressed up like a supernatural Swami. They also receive a token, a key that symbolizes the unlocking of their potential future self. When Tim made his own mind movie, he intentionally inserted a photo of gold and silver pieces. For him, the coins were the symbol of being worthy. For many years, Tim was trying to get rid of fear, which he realized was the emotion behind his feeling of unworthiness. Everybody wants wealth. But because I was on the spiritual path, into yoga and everything else that goes with it, I had the mentality that I had to be poor and embrace poverty to truly walk the talk. So instead of the gold and silver coins merely representing wealth, they represented being worthy to receive. Tim added more images in the scenes of his mind movie. One of them was a Chinese character, which means wealth. He never wanted money, so he replaced the word with affluence, which means to flow toward in Latin. During the workshop, Tim had a very profound, multi-dimensional experience when he watched a scene from his mind movie. He felt a burning sensation inside his heart, which triggered an enthusiastic love for life and overwhelming joy. Tim related that he could set the world on fire with what he experienced that moment. When Dr. Dispenza asked the students to open up to receive, Tim had this to say. I don't know where it came from, but it was like someone had turned on a spigot. I shot straight up. The energy came in through the top of my head and then moved out through my hands. My palms were face down, yet without conscious control, the energy caused them to lift and turn over. I lost track of time and space and had no idea where I was. but for the rest of the meditation, I was in an ecstatic, exalted state. I knew somehow that everything was going to be different and that I was no longer the same person. After that, Tim believed that the new energy rewrote his DNA and erased his old self. His whole personality changed. He went home to Phoenix and returned to work in his own futon shop. One day, his client, who became a friend, came by and told him that she wanted Tim to act as executor of her will. She placed the document on the counter with a key and asked him to read it. Tim was surprised when he discovered that aside from being the executor, she also bequeathed him gold and silver coins worth $110,000, and the key was for the safety deposit box where she kept those coins. Tim received the exact manifestation of what he put in his mind movie, the gold and silver coins. The key to his future has also manifested. Terry walks into a new future. Terry had a profound experience in September 2016 while doing a walking meditation in the Sunshine Coast of Australia. Before the end of her meditation, she felt connected, expansive and uplifted. She opened herself up to her intention of becoming worthy of her new future. In an instant, an electric charge entered the crown of her head into her heart. Then it flowed down to the rest of her body. The only way I can describe it is that there was an intense shaking from the inside. It was a voltage of energy that my body had never experienced. I thought I was going to fall over. It was at that point I lost all conscious control over my lower body. Terry burst into tears, and as she cried uncontrollably, she was releasing all the pent-up and unresolved emotions during her lifetime. She was letting them go. She felt that huge amount of heavy, dark, and dense matter leave her body. She experienced true liberation from the past. Her body, soul, and spirit were finally free. She then felt an overwhelming love in her heart. She fell in love with herself again. She felt being worthy to receive everything from the divine source. Chapter 11. Space-time and time-space. Space-time is the physical world which is three-dimensional and based on matter, knowns, and predictable results. On the other side is the time-space, which is a non-physical and multi-dimensional quantum realm. It is based on the unknowns, energy, and endless possibilities. Stress and the consequences of living in a perpetual state of survival. When you constantly fight stress and live with it every single day, you weaken the electromagnetic field that surrounds your body. You become less energy and more matter. To survive, you focus your attention to perceived dangers and find ways to become safe. The long-term consequence is addiction to stress chemicals, which results to frenzy and manic states. The Newtonian 3D space-time reality, living as a somebody with something, somewhere, in some time. The Newtonian principles are based on predictable outcomes. When you are inside this world, you continuously fight, compete, force, predict, manipulate, and control for the outcomes. You live in survival mode. You use your senses to define your reality. You are separated from your true self. You try to become someone, go somewhere, have somebody, and experience or own something. From somebody to nobody. From someone to no one. From something to nothing. From somewhere to nowhere. And from some time to no time. Inside the quantum realm is an invisible, infinite field of energy and information that unite the material matter. This immaterial field governs, connects, and organizes the laws of nature. It is where time and space are eternal. Once you learn to separate yourself from the material world and cease thinking about your body, environment, and linear time, you can become nobody, no one, no thing, nowhere, and no time. From the illusion of separation to the reality of oneness. In quantum domain, there is a unified consciousness, or oneness. There is no separation of your past or future. Everything happens in the eternal present moment. You experience realities with your awareness or consciousness. You are able to access different frequencies and understand their messages. The unified field, becoming everybody, everyone, everything, everywhere, in every time. A unified field is the self-organizing intelligence. Once you surrender and align to it, you feel more whole and aware of your true self. You feel connected with everybody, everyone, everything, every time, and everywhere. The only way to enter the door of this realm is to become pure consciousness. The greater your awareness, the greater is your consciousness. When you completely and totally surrender to the intelligent love that gives life to you and created the universe, you allow yourself to be restored to your highest being. From somebody, you become nobody, can be everybody, and create anybody. You leave your life as someone and become no one, to being everyone and be anyone. When you shift your consciousness from sometime to no time, you become every time, any time you want. When you leave your awareness from somewhere to nowhere, be everywhere and live anywhere. When you move your attention from something and take it to the realm of no thing, you merge with everything and you can have anything. This is you becoming supernatural. Space-time, time-space meditation. Begin the meditation by placing your awareness on the heart. Let yourself inside the space that your heart occupies in space. Be aware of your breathing. Allow it to flow in and out of your heart. Keep your breathing deep and relaxed. Focus your attention on your heart while bringing up an elevated emotion. Sustain it while focusing on your breathing. Next, radiate the energy beyond your body in space. With the help of an inspiring song, pull up the mind out of your body. Pull all the stored survival emotions out of your body, then liberate them into the elevated emotion. For 10 to 15 minutes, continue listening to 1 to 2 songs without lyrics to put your body in a trance. Now become pure consciousness. No one, no thing, no body, no time, no where, and unfold as an awareness as you enter the quantum realm. Connect with the consciousness of everyone, everything, everybody, every time, everywhere, and unite with the greater consciousness of the unified field. Become aware of this unified field. Stay present, pay attention, and feel it, moment by moment. You will feel the oneness and wholeness. Remain in that state for 10 to 20 minutes. Keep surrendering yourself deeper and deeper. Once you are done, bring back your awareness to your new body, new time, and new environment. Chapter 12. The Pineal Gland. The pineal gland is like an antenna which can generate electromagnetic fields when they are electrically activated. It can easily tune in and receive the information from the unified field. Melatonin, the dreaming neurotransmitter. Melatonin comes from the L-tryptophan, an essential amino acid which also makes serotonin. This raw material passes through methylation process before it is converted into melatonin. This neurotransmitter induces REM, rapid eye movement, sleep, where dreaming occurs. In the dreaming state, your brain begins to perceive and see symbols, images, and moving scenes. Activating the pineal gland. There are 4 essential things that should happen to activate the pineal gland. 1. The piezoelectric effect. The pineal gland has calcite crystals, which are made of oxygen, carbon, and calcium. The structures of these crystals express the piezoelectric effect. The term piezoelectric came from piezo, which in Greek means push. During the meditation, Dr. Dispenza always asked his students to squeeze the muscles and hold their breath. These actions push the cerebrospinal fluid up against the pineal gland. This causes mechanical stress, which is translated into an electrical charge. The tiny crystals inside the gland are compressed and create a piezoelectric effect. 2. The pineal gland releases its metabolites. The rapid ascent of the cerebrospinal fluid to the brain tickles the cilia, or tiny hairs on the pineal gland surface. This triggers overstimulation of upgraded metabolites from melatonin into the brain. 3. Energy is delivered directly to the brain. You send charged particles up to the brain through the spinal column each time you take a breath. When these particles increase their motion and velocity, they produce an inductance field, which reverses the typical two-way communication of the brain and the body. This inductance field acts like a vacuum, which draws energy from the lower centers and delivers it in spiraling motion directly to the brain. The energy also affects various organs and tissues of the body, which makes them more active. When melatonin gets an upgrade, magic happens. Once you awaken your pineal gland, which is also called the third eye, the higher frequency can change the chemistry of melatonin and prime you to experience transcendental moments. Dr. Dispenza calls the pineal gland an alchemist because of its ability to transmute melatonin into radical chemicals which trigger profound mystical experiences. These chemicals are benzodiazepines, relaxes the analytical mind, pinolines, attack free radicals that cause aging and harm cells, and dimethyltryptamine, DMT, a potent hallucinogenic substance. Tuning in to higher dimensions. The pineal gland as a transducer. When the pineal gland is fully activated, you are able to access your innate greater intelligence. You can easily tune it to higher frequency and enter the higher dimension. Your brain is now primed to mystical experiences. You can move to and fro in a space-time and time-space reality. Alteration in chemistry creates a new reality. A higher level of frequency produces a greater level of awareness and changes in your chemistry. This phenomenon brings more lucid experiences and amplifies your consciousness or level of awareness. You can easily tune in, pick, send, and deliver information beyond your senses. You have created a new reality for yourself. Tuning in to higher dimensions of time and space meditation. The best time to practice this meditation is between 1 and 4 a.m. when the level of melatonin is high. Begin by activating the heart center with one inspiring song. Bless your energy centers from the lowest part to the highest zone. Bless each one by placing your attention in the space of the energy center and in the space that surrounds it. Next, move to the second energy center, but this time place your attention to both of them and the space beyond them. Continue the process until you connect them all and create a bigger field. You can now align the 8 centers and simultaneously surround the energy around your whole body. It usually takes 45 minutes of your time. Next, lie down for about 20 minutes. Allow the autonomic nervous system to balance your body. Then sit upright and breathe, slow, long and steady, to bring the energy up to the top of the head. This kind of breathing is the fourth way to activate the pineal gland. Hold, then squeeze to compress the crystals that are present in your pineal gland. Once they become electrically charged and active, they create an electromagnetic field which can be stretched and reversed. As your frequency increases, you can tune in and pick up higher vibrations which your brain converts into imagery. Now place your attention between the back of your throat and head in space. You are locating the pineal gland and putting your energy there. Focus your attention for 5 to 10 minutes. Become a tiny thought, consciousness or awareness, and enter the gland's chamber. When you are inside, feel the space of the room and the center of this tiny organ in space. Stay for 5 to 10 minutes. Next, feel the frequency and space beyond the pineal gland's boundaries. Radiate the energy beyond the zone into the big, black, unknown space. Command the energy to trigger the gland to release essential metabolites for your mystical experiences. Broadcast this information into space beyond your head in space. Then open up and tune in to the energy in the space beyond your head to receive the matched information or energy. Remember that the longer you are conscious of the energy and the more you receive the energy, the greater is the alteration and upgrading of the melatonin that produces radical metabolites. Just keep receiving. Do not anticipate or expect. Finally, lie down again and allow your autonomic nervous system to do the works. Chapter 13. Project Coherence. Making a Better World. Dr. Dispenza's company collaborated with the Heart Math Institute to confirm the hypothesis that when a group of people meditate together using the same meditation at the exact same time, on the exact same day, it results to heart coherence. They put 550 to 1,500 students in one room to broadcast their elevated emotions into the space of the area. They wore HRV monitors to measure the collective energy as well as the individual effect on them. The experiment proved their hypothesis that when everybody sends out their energy for a greater good, there is a unified connection that can influence the autonomic nervous system of other people to help them feel whole, balanced, and coherent. Project Coherence was born when Dr. Dispenza granted his students' request to organize global meditations. In November 2015, they broadcast their first Project Coherence on Facebook. Over 6,000 people from different parts of the world joined the online meditation to collectively create a more peaceful and loving planet. The next meditation project had more than 36,000 online participants, while the third had over 43,000 joiners. Project Coherence Meditation. Begin by acknowledging the heart center. Lock into this center with awareness and focus. Open your focus. Become aware of the space that it occupies in space and the space that surrounds the space that the heart occupies in space. Next, move as an awareness and a thought into the Earth's center and radiate your light beyond the Earth in space. Raise your frequency and hold on to that state of emotion. Then, slowly move away from the Earth as awareness and consciousness and take the Earth as a thought, then put it inside your heart. Now, hold the whole planet in your heart. Raise the Earth's frequency as a thought and broadcast the energy beyond your body in space. Radiate your love into the Earth. Chapter 14. Case Studies. It could happen to you. This final batch of case studies show supernatural occurrences of people who didn't try anything to make them happen. They only had an intention, and they surrendered to the greater intelligence that completely healed them. Janet hears, "You are mine." 25 years ago, while meditating, Janet had a spontaneous experience. She found herself in the presence of an incredibly bright light. Despite its brightness, it didn't hurt her eyes. Janet described her experience as the most intense, purest, and perfect love. She wanted to feel it again, so she did everything to recreate that mystical experience, but it eluded her. In 2015, Janet was in the state of exhaustion and depression. She was having big troubles in her life, but she was determined to get a breakthrough and heal herself. She went to attend the advanced workshop in Carefree, Arizona. Janet was excited to be part of over 500 participants. She participated with an intense energy. When the pineal gland meditation was practiced, Janet was in the lotus sitting position and placed her loving intention in the space where her pineal gland is located. Suddenly, she felt it becoming active, and there was a brilliant white light that came from inside her head. It was the same light that she saw 25 years ago. It was illuminating her pineal gland. The light came into the space of my pineal gland and illuminated all of the crystals in the little cave of that tiny gland. The light continued to illuminate my entire being down to the cellular level. My spine then straightened, my head went back, and I just embraced it. I just let it all happen. I was simultaneously in ecstasy, bliss, gratitude, and love. Then she saw an inverted triangle of light descending down from above and entering the top of her head. She knew that it was the loving presence of the intelligence. The inverted triangle point joined the pineal gland's peak and formed a double geometric figure. It was relaying a message to her over and over again. "You are mine. You are mine." Janet interpreted the message as, "I love you more than anything else in the world." She answered it, "Please enter and take charge of my life." As soon as she surrendered, she experienced a download of information in the form of brilliant light threaded with luminous cobalt blue pearl-like strands coming through the top of her head. It was slowly moving and descending in her whole body. It was so real. It instantly rewired Janet's brain, sent a new energy to her body, and washed away her past. She experienced a biological upgrade. Her exhaustion and depression were totally gone. Divine, can you hear me? Stacy's severe headaches began in 2014. The pain was so excruciating that she almost fainted. Her 25 years of experience as a registered nurse and a licensed acupuncturist alerted her that something was very, very wrong. She explored alternative therapies. After a year, she had a CAT scan, and the diagnosis was a meningioma. In her case, the benign tumour was sitting on the 8th cranial nerve. It was affecting her neurological functions and obstructing the acoustic nerve. The acoustic nerve influences hearing and balance. She was suffering from pain, loss of hearing, dizziness, and nausea. As it grew bigger, it pushed the cranial nerve that ran from her face down to the shoulder. It resulted to Pitcher's shoulder. Next, she was having eye pain. Her doctor advised her to undergo a craniotomy. She didn't want to, so she searched for other healing options. In 2015, Stacy attended the weekend workshops in Seattle. That time, her left ear lost about 70% hearing capacity. In 2017, she attended another advanced workshop in Tampa. During the workshop, she felt a severe earache that became worse. However, after she practiced the blessing of the energy centers meditation, the pain vanished. During the pineal gland meditation, Stacy had a very profound experience. I almost felt like I was going to fall off my chair. That moment, this amazing flash of light consumed the left side of my head. Imagine if you put 1,000 diamonds together and shined a light on them. That wouldn't even begin to touch this light. Then, boom. As she sat upright, a bluish-white light entered her ear. It was the most divine, loving feeling that I've ever had. I felt like the hand of God was caressing me with grace. It was so powerful and amazing that I struggle to put it into words, but every time I think of it, I still cry. She felt that her sinuses were cleared. Her head's left side and left shoulder relaxed. She could hear sounds in her left ear, too. The energy continued to move through her head's left side, down her arms, hands, and the entire body. She was shaking uncontrollably. She totally surrendered. She lost track of space and time. When the meditation ended, the energy slowed down. Her thinking brain took over, and she was beginning to doubt what happened. In an instant, she saw the light and energy in her front. This time it was a 3-dimensional red, like a heart, and blue, like energy. The energy was slithering like a snake, and came right up on her face as if telling her, "You have doubts? We'll show you." Then she felt the light shoot into her heart. Her chest opened up to receive the energy of the divine, of the spirit, of the universe, of Chi. Stacy's hearing returned to 100%, and she is okay now. Conclusion. The book took you on a beautiful journey from the physical to the mystical realm. It gave you new insights, new information, new experiences, and new motivation to find your own path to enlightenment. To sum it up, Chapter 1 helped you understand the mystical realm and its potent power to change your life when you read the stories of Dr. Dispenza and Anna. Chapter 2 taught you the importance of being present at the present time. Chapter 3 showed you the invisible power within the quantum world, which you can access and utilize to change your reality. Chapter 4 helped you become aware of the 8 energy centers and how to bless each of them to achieve your desires. Chapter 5 taught you to practice the breath that can alter your energy, create an electromagnetic field around your body, and tune in to a higher frequency. Chapter 6 revealed another set of stories that proved the magnificence of the unified field. Chapter 7 taught you about heart coherence and how it can significantly increase your energy to create a new future. Chapter 8 guided you to create your own mind movies and use them together with the kaleidoscope to attract your new reality. Chapter 9 taught you the benefits of mastering the walking meditation to help you leave your past behind and literally walk to your new future. Chapter 10 gave you another select set of stories that reinforce your belief in the higher power and the power within you. Chapter 11 opened your mind and awareness that everything is possible in the quantum realm. Chapter 12 made you aware of the potent power of the pineal gland and how you can activate it to create mystical experiences. Chapter 13 introduced you to Project Coherence, which inspired thousands of people across the world to work for a common goal: heal the planet. Chapter 14 listed down the final set of people's experiences during meditations. Their stories proved that when you have a great intention which is powered with heartfelt emotion, profound results will manifest beyond your expectations. All these learning and information are now yours. You are now empowered to create your mystical, transcendental moments and manifest your future reality. Dr. Dispenza reminded you that this is the time in history when it is not enough to simply know. This is the time to know how. It is time to invest in your future. Have time to go on a journey within and beyond your physical body, environment, and time. Design your own future. Transform your life. Become supernatural and do the uncommon. Final thoughts. Hey, did you enjoy this book? We sincerely hope you thoroughly enjoyed this short read and have gotten immensely valuable insights that will help you in any area of your life. would it be too greedy if we ask for a review from you? It takes 1 minute to leave one review, to possibly influence one more person's decision to read just one book which may change their one life. Your 1 minute matters, and we value it, and thank you so much for giving us your 1 minute. If it sucks, just say it sucks. Period.